new topic, numerical methods. Oh, wait, I think, yeah, I almost forgot to say something, okay. For homework 2, basically you need to write your own computer codes, okay. Okay, I know some people may ask, hey Bruce, can we just use some optimization functions in MATLAB or in some other software? Sorry, no, okay, because it's very important that you have this kind of feeling of optimization by writing your own codes. I think starting from homework 3, then I don't really care what kind of software you use, but at least you need to try this for homework 2, okay? So homework 2, please write your own computer codes. You can use either like C, C++, or Python, or MATLAB, okay? As long as it's executable, okay? Yep. So when we execute, we can see the results, okay? And not just the computer codes. When you submit your homework, you should also submit a Word document, sort of describing your results. Okay, so that's homework 2. Anyways, let's start with this new topic. Okay, numerical methods for unconstrained optimization. Okay, so again, you may want to ask, why do we start from unconstrained? Why don't we just directly start from constraint optimization? Of course, because it's easier if we don't have constraints. And another reason is that, later on you will learn that even if we have constraints, we can still use some kind of transformation technique and transform constraint optimization into unconstrained optimization. Okay? So the methods we have learned for unconstrained optimization can be used then, right, even for problems with constraints, right? Because we can always transform the problems into unconstrained optimization. Okay? Yep, so let's get started. And again, let's start from some easier cases. That is, let's start from one-dimensional. Yeah. So how about let's just start from this? Okay, one-dimensional numerical methods for unconstrained optimization. And of course, later on we will introduce n-dimensional numerical methods. Okay. But before doing that, we need to have some kind of prerequisite knowledge, okay? So some kind of background knowledge. So again, during the second hour, I need to have some new pens. Okay, so the so-called background knowledge is this. Okay, the so-called unimodal function, and it's actually a very simple idea. That is, there's only one minimum or one maximum inside of the range in which you are trying to minimize or maximize the function. Let's just say minimization. Okay, so unimodal function is that there's only one. Let's just use minimization as an example. Only one minimum point in the range of your search. Yeah, I'll just say range. Wait, do I need to say domain? Yeah. Let me just say bracket, okay? Yeah. In the bracket of your search. BRACK. In the bracket of your search, okay? So this is what I mean, okay? So suppose we have a function f of x, okay? And maybe this function looks like this, okay? And by looking at the function, you know it's not a unimodal function, right? Yeah, because if there's no specific bracket, then it's not a unimodal function. But if I say, okay, I only want to search within this bracket, let's say over here this is point A, and here this is point B, okay? And as you can see, inside of this bracket, within A and B, you only have one minimum point, okay? So in this case, yeah, within this AB bracket, we do have a unimodal function, okay? So that's just the basic idea. And when we apply those one-dimensional methods, basically, we need to make sure that it's a unimodal function. But you want to ask, if it's not a unimodal function, what should we do? It's actually not that bad because you can divide this into several brackets, right? And then hopefully, and then you can still apply the methods and find the minimum point in each bracket. 可以吗？就是我知道虽然一般情况你的那个 bracket 里面可能不一定只有一个 minimum， 但是你可以就是设法把它分成好多段 ，OK， 这样子还是可以假设其实它每一段都只有一个 minimum，OK。Yep. So with this kind of background knowledge, okay, unimodal function. What is the good thing about this? What is the good thing about assuming that we have a unimodal function? Okay, let's see. Wait, should I also talk a little bit about? Yeah, let me write down over here. Yeah. So one-dimensional methods, basically there are two kinds of methods, okay? One is the elimination. If I spell this incorrectly, please let me know. Is it correct? Is it correct? Yeah, I sort of forgot whether this is the correct word, okay? Yeah. Anyways, elimination and approximation method, okay? Okay, yeah, they are basically the two kinds of methods. And the so-called elimination means that we start from a bracket, and then we try to delete some part of the bracket such that later on this bracket becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and then finally we are confident that this bracket is small enough such that the point just lies in the middle of this bracket. Okay, so that's the so-called elimination method. We start from a bigger bracket and eliminate a part of this bracket, and then make this bracket smaller and smaller. And the second way is the so-called approximation method or interpolation method. That is, we try to approximate a function as a quadratic function or a cubic function. Okay, something like that. Okay. Anyways, let's continue with it. So, what's the benefit of using of having the unimodal function. That is when we perform function evaluation, we will be able to know which part of the bracket should be eliminated. OK， 可以吗？我再说一次啊，就是刚刚讲的，我们主要 1D 在找就是只有一个 variable 在找最佳点，主要两种方法就是删除法或者是approximation 逼近法。删除法意思是你从一个比较大的一个区块，然后逐渐的去删除掉那个不可能的区块，慢慢就越来越小，然后就可以说我的最佳点就在那个非常小的那个区块的中间。那这个是另外这一种，就是你可能是用一个quadratic function 或者 cubic function 来做 approximation。OK， Yep. Okay. So let me just directly write down the. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Okay. So with the unimodal function, we basically have the two cases. Okay. So if we have the unimodal function, then we basically have two cases. Number one, do I need to use x1, x2, or a or b? No. Okay. On my class notes, I wrote x1, x2. So, wait. X1, x2, but x1, x2 might be a little bit confusing for you guys. Okay, that's fine. Let's just stick with my class notes. Okay. Okay. So let's say over here. Yep. We know over here is x min. So we know over here is x star, right? Okay, and let's take a look at some nearby points. Okay, suppose over here and here. Suppose here is x1, here is x2. Okay, and there is x star. Okay, so case 1. x1 is less than x2, less than x star. Okay. This implies that f of x2 is less than f of x1. Okay. And from the figure, of course, right? Yeah, from the figure, f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Right? Okay. And the second case. Let me draw another figure. Okay. Okay. Basically the same figure. Okay. Here is x star. Okay. And let's say here is x1, here is x2. Okay? Yep. So, x2 being greater than x1. Oh, sorry, this is x star. This implies that f of x2 is greater than f of x1. Okay? I know you may want to say, so what? Okay. The thing is, in this way, let's talk about the second case. When we see this, then basically we know that the right side, yeah, like the part between x1 and x2 can be eliminated, okay? Yeah. And then we can continue our search in a smaller bracket， 可以吗？反正它的最主要意思是，当你知道这些东西的时候，你就可以把不需要的那一段给删掉，然后再继续找更小的一段。OK， so that's the basic idea. OK, by having this knowledge, we are able to eliminate a part of the bracket, and then we will be able to continue with our search in a smaller bracket. Okay. Yep. So having this background knowledge, let's really start with introducing some one-dimensional methods using some one-dimensional elimination methods. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot to say that. Okay, yeah, I almost forgot to say that. For the two kinds of methods, the approximation method is applied. It's usually applied when the function is smooth, which means that if you are not sure whether your function is smooth or not, then it's better to use the elimination method. Okay. So let's continue. Okay. The first method I like to talk about is the so-called dichotomous method. Okay. Yeah. By the way, it's pronounced as dichotomous. It's not dichotomous. Okay. The dichotomous method. Dichotomy, it means like cutting in half. Okay. Yep. So the basic idea is that, again, we start from a bracket. Okay. I'll just say we start from AB. Okay. So we start from this bracket, and then we try to use some kind of elimination method, right? Okay, and then try to eliminate a part of this bracket and keep the other part such that the other part contains the real minimum point. Okay, so what do we do? Yeah, by the name you know, yeah, it must be like this. Okay, like cutting in half. Okay, so we cut in half, and in between this is the point, 1/2 a plus b. Okay, and the thing is, we actually do not need this. What we do is what we actually want is a point greater than larger than this and smaller than this. Okay, so maybe I should. Okay, so this point and that point. Okay, so let's say this is called epsilon. Okay, a small number. Okay, so over here this point is 1/2 a plus b minus epsilon. Okay, and that point is 1/2 a plus b plus epsilon. Okay, yep. Okay, and let's call this point lambda, and let's call that point mu. Okay, so one is called lambda and the other one is called mu. And then what? And then we just perform some function evaluations for f of lambda and f of mu. Okay, so let's just try to compare f of lambda and f of mu. Okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, maybe I should maybe I should start from A1, B1, right? Because in our computer, in computer coding, we start from the first iteration. Let's say we start from A1, B1, right? And then okay, yep. In computer coding, we start from the first iteration, and then we will go to the second iteration. Okay. So let's compare f of lambda 1 and f of mu 1. The thing is, if f of lambda 1 is larger than f of mu 1, then what? You know, yeah, based on the property of a unimodal function, okay, if f of lambda 1 is greater than f of mu 1, it means that the function should look something like this, right? Okay, f of lambda 1 is f of mu 1, okay? Then, what do? Then we can just eliminate the part on the left side, right? So, A2 equals lambda 1, and B2 is still B1, okay? Yeah, great. And then we can just start from this new bracket and continue with our search. Okay, so now this is my B2 and here is my A2. Okay, you got it? Okay, so one more time. If f of lambda 1 is greater than f of mu 1, it means that the function looks like this. And from the figure, you know the middle point is around here. Okay, and this also means that the left part can be eliminated. Okay, so now lambda 1 can be chosen as the new A2, and B2 is still B1. Okay, so yeah, it means that the left part is eliminated, and we can continue with our search using this new bracket, and this new bracket is smaller than the original bracket. Okay, yeah, and then we just continue with this. 可以吗？这应该 idea 非常应该是还算容易懂哦。就是它中间，它在中间的后面一点跟中间的前面一点点来比较这两个方选，然后比完之后就可以知道我要把哪一部分给剔掉，然后之后再从那个比较，再从真正有最佳值的那一区块再来找，然后继续一直把它减小。Okay. Yep. So basically that's it, right? Okay. And of course, if do I need to write it down? Maybe. Yeah, maybe I can still write it down. Okay. I can use else, but anyways, I'll just say. I think I can greater than. Okay. But if f of lambda 1 is less than f of mu 1, what do we do? In this case, then, yeah, by the figure, you know what to do. Okay. Then A2 is A1, and B2 should be lambda 1. Okay, so that's this kind of case. Okay. That's it, and then you just continue. I hope you can follow the algorithm and try to write your own codes based on this. Okay. But this is just for fun. I mean, this is easier for your understanding. Usually, we don't use this kind of method because it's not efficient enough. Okay, it's not fast enough. But it's very easy to understand. That's why we still introduce this method first. 可以吗？反正先大家要知道有这样的一个概念，就是这一种把其中一段给消掉，然后保留另外一部分，然后继续做下去。OK。So we just do this. Yeah, we just keep doing this until this bracket. Yeah, like let's say it's up to a and b n. When this bracket is small enough, okay, you can specify how small you want this to be. Okay, you can specify this kind of error allowance, okay, and then when this bracket is small enough, then you can just stop and say that okay, now the minimum point lies in the middle, okay, or you can even perform function evaluation for an for f of an and f of bn, and choose the smaller one and say okay, so the smaller one means the minimum of this function, okay, yeah. Or just using the middle point in between, that's fine too, okay. But any question? Yeah, any question about this? The dichotomous method, okay? Yep. Okay. If you have no other question, yeah, let's continue with the second method, okay? Golden section. Yeah, this method is usually more recommended, okay? Yeah, because it's golden. No, I'm kidding. It's because even though this is not like the fastest, it's very close to the fastest method we have found, okay? And there's also another advantage. That is, you don't need to specify how many iterations you need to have, okay? Not like for another one, the so-called Fibonacci method. For that method, although Fibonacci method is even faster, a little bit faster than the golden section method, you need to identify how many iterations you want to have, okay? So usually people do not like that, okay? So I think golden section method is used more often, okay? So before we start talking about this golden section method, let's review, okay? Let's review the so-called golden section ratio, okay? Golden section ratio. I don't know whether you remember this or not, and I know that it seems that some people can directly just identify this kind of ratio by their eyeballs. If you are this kind of person, then I believe you are you are like an artist. 大家有见过这种人吗？有人可以就直接看到一段长短说，这样切是最漂亮的 ，OK？ 然后刚好就是 golden section ratio. Okay, some people can do that. Anyways, usually we understand the so-called golden section ratio by using a rectangle. Okay. Yeah. Let's say this is the length 1. Okay. And over here, this is the length alpha. Okay. And this kind of ratio, 1 divided by alpha, or alpha divided by 1, what kind of alpha is the best? No, I shouldn't say the best. I mean, what I mean is this. Okay. That is, suppose we from this big rectangle, suppose we have this square shape, okay? So alpha is the height and the width, okay? And of course, over here is 1 minus alpha, right? So the thing is that if for the big rectangle, alpha divided by 1 is equal to, like for this small rectangle, this 1 minus alpha divided by alpha, then we say that if this equal sign is satisfied, then we say that this kind of ratio, this alpha, is the so-called golden section ratio. Do you guys remember this? 大家还记得吗? Yeah, okay. So by doing this multiplication, we know that alpha squared equals 1 minus alpha, okay, which means that alpha squared plus alpha minus 1 equals